Hello learners, bonjour, nous apprenons, and welcome to Learn French with Likiza. Today we will be learning about the imperatives, l'impératif. So what are imperatives? Imperatives are what we use to issue commands or to give instructions. Imperatives can additionally be used to express a desire, to make a polite request, to recommend something, or to give advice. Often in French, we normally use two forms of the imperatives. The ones which correspond to tu and vous. But sometimes we also use the form which corresponds to nous, and in this case it means let's in English. With imperatives, the subject pronouns tu, nous, and vous are normally dropped, and we use the object pronouns. In the present tense, in the affirmative, we normally use the present indicative form that corresponds to tu, nous, and vous, but we don't mention these subject pronouns. In the present form, in the present tense, not form, in the present tense, in the negative, we normally use no or an apostrophe plus the present indicative form of the verb that corresponds to tu, nous, and vous, plus either pas or rien or jamais. Before I continue, if you haven't yet, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so that you are always notified of new lessons. Let us now dive deeper into l'impératif, the French imperatives. I will give an example of an ER verb. We have écouter, which means to listen in English. When we conjugate this verb with the forms that form l'impératif, it becomes tu écoutes, nous écoutons, vous écoutez. Do you notice something strange when it comes to tu écoutes? I will explain further. You know from your knowledge of French that when you conjugate any ER verb in the present tense, in the second person singular, you add an S at the end. That is how it is normally. But in this case, you don't see an S. And this is the reason why. When dealing with l'impératif for ER verbs, you drop the S when it comes to the form that corresponds to tu. Now that you are learning a foreign language or have just completed your language course, what next? Meet Lucy, a linguist and modern foreign languages teacher from the UK who runs the Talking Ticket blog. With a wealth of knowledge from her own journey learning different languages, teaching and living abroad in various countries in Western Europe, Lucy brings you lots of useful content on the Talking Ticket blog. From travel and restaurant recommendations on holiday in select European destinations, to additional language learning, to tips on working abroad, and just about any language-related information, www.thetalkingticket.blog ensures that you unlock all the possibilities your new language can afford you. Follow on Facebook as The Talking Ticket and on Twitter at Talking Ticket Today and get informed. But there is an exception, and the French are notorious for their exceptions in grammar. If the form of tu for ER verbs is followed by un or y or y, the S is not dropped to make it easier in pronunciation. So we have something like vas-y, which means go on or go ahead. Let's get back to écouter. You want to instruct someone. You can say something like écoute bien, listen well. Or if you want to be polite or are addressing a group of people, you can say écoutez bien to mean the same. Let us now look at another example of an IR verb. Venir, which means to come. So we have tu viens, nous venons, vous venez. If you want to say, for example, come here, you will say venez ici. And finally, let us look at an example of an RE verb. Dire, which means to tell or to say. So we have tu dis, nous disons, vous dites. And you can say something like dites-moi, tell me. So in all the three different cases, the imperatives or l'impératif are écoute bien or écoutez bien, vas-y, venez ici, and dites-moi. And that is the end of part 1 of l'impératif. In the next lesson, we will be looking at imperatives in the affirmative and negative, where to place object pronouns, and imperatives for irregular verbs. If you enjoyed the lesson, please consider subscribing to the channel and ring the notification bell so that you are always notified of new videos as soon as I upload them. You can follow me on Instagram at Learn French with Likiza, or you can become a patron today to support and to unlock exclusive posts that you will not find elsewhere on my platforms. You can also buy me a coffee just to support my work. All the relevant links are in the description box, including the link to the Talking Ticket blog. So you can check that out as well. A bientôt!